My name's Joe and I'm from a company called Joe's Bows, and I'm going to be showing you two different types of owls. Now this is the first one, so this is Jack. Now Jack is what we call a barn owl. Now barn owls, these are British birds, so you might be really lucky and actually see one of these birds flying around in the wild. Now here in Britain we have 5 different types of owls. So we have the barn owl, we have the tawny owl, we have the little owl, and then we also have the long-eared owl and also the short-eared owl. Now all these owls, they all find their food pretty much in the same way. What they do is they will use their hearing to be able to locate where their dinner is. So an owl's hearing is about 3.5 times better than yours. And that's because owls all have this lovely round flat face that basically works a little bit like a satellite dish. So what they do is they will sit on their perch, they will rotate their heads side to side, trying to pick up small sounds in the grass and the leaves of their favourite food. Now barn owls absolutely love rodents, so small mice, rats, shrews, voles. They will catch other things as well from time to time, but it's mainly rodents that take up the majority of their diet. So this, as I said, the sound then hits this lovely round flat face and gets transferred into their ears. Now owls, they've got their ears still on the side of their head like ours. They're tucked behind this lovely facial disc. You can't actually see them. But they've got a thing called asymmetrical hearing, which basically means they've got wonky ears. So they've got one up here and they've got one down there. So the reason they've got these wonky ears is so the sound will hit their ears at different times, and they can then work out the exact distance and direction of whereabouts the mouse is just from using their hearing, which is why owls are so good at hunting at night time, or what we call nocturnal animals. But saying that though, not all owls are nocturnal. There's quite a few which actually come out during the daytime. So that's one of the myths around owls, that they all come out at night time. That's not 100% true. Now there's another myth around owls, and people always ask me, is it true that owls can turn their heads all the way around? Now owls can turn their heads quite a long way. It's about 3/4 of the way an owl can actually rotate their heads, but it's not quite all the way, because if we think about it, if an owl could actually start here, turn the head all the way around and come back to the beginning, if they did that too many times, what's going to happen is their head's going to fall off, and that's not going to be very good for the owl at all, is it? So it's about 3/4 of the way they can actually turn their head, and they need to be able to do this because they can't move their eyes side to side like we can, and they've got tunnel vision, so they can only see what is straight ahead of them. So being able to move their heads is really important for their eyesight and also for their hearing as well. Now once these birds have found whereabouts a mouse is, they will then swoop down completely silently. They don't make any noise at all when they're flying, unlike Jack here. I don't think he would be very good at catching mice in the wild, but luckily for Jack, he waits for me just to give him food, so he can make as much noise as he likes. So they swoop down, pick up the mouse with these great big feet and very sharp claws, or they're also known as their talons. Then once they've got the mouse, they eat the mouse whole. They eat it straight down their beak into their stomachs in one go. Now the reason they do this is because they don't want to be on the floor for too long. Because if they are on the floor for too long, something might come and steal their dinner away from them, or even worse, they could become dinner themselves. So they eat the mouse as quickly as possible and then sort it all out later. And as they sort it all out later, the next morning they cough up one of these. Quite disgusting, isn't it? This is what we call an owl pellet, and they cough it back up out of their mouth every single morning. And if I was to break this open, in here would be bones and fluff and fur from the unfortunate animal that got eaten the night before. So it's like you guys eating your dinner with all the packaging still on and then coughing all the rubbish back up the next day. It's not a very nice way of eating. I wouldn't suggest that any of you guys try that. But owls have to do this. It's nice and safe for them. Eat it as quickly as possible and then just sort it all out a little bit later on. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop Jack away because I would like to show you the other bird as well. So let's pop Jack into there and then let's grab out the other owl that I have for you. Ooh. And you might be able to hear him. He just did a lovely hoot for you. So here we are. So this is Bear. Now Bear is what we call an eagle owl or an African spotted eagle owl. And this is one of those owls was said that actually hunts during the daytime. And we can tell this because of the colour of their eyes. And he's got lovely yellow or orange eyes, which actually means he can come out during the daytime as well. Now there's about 30 different eagle owls in the world. Some of them slightly smaller, some of them are a lot bigger. Things like the European or the Siberian eagle owl can be 2 or 3 times bigger than Bear here. Now, first thing that some of you might notice with Bear is that he's got these things sticking on top of his head. Now they're quite often referred to as their ear tufts, but as I've already explained, their ears are on the side of their head slightly wonky. So these have nothing to do with their ears at all. These are simply just feathers. And the reason he has them is because if he's scared, something might want to come and hurt him. What he does is he tries to make himself as scary as possible. And these feathers do that. He's able to point them up, point them forward and make them look like a couple of spiky horns. And hopefully that should just be enough to deter whatever it is that wants to try and hurt Bear here. It also works quite well for camouflage as well. So when he sits next to a tree, it looks like a couple of leaves swaying in the wind, and also works well for attracting a mate as well. So there we go. So that is the 2 owls that we're going to be showing you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that and you learned something new that maybe you didn't know about owls already. So from me, Bear and Jack, thank you very, very much for watching and goodbye. See you later. Bye.